On April 4th, some of our patrol officers made a stop on a vehicle and was able to seize these items here. There was a couple pounds of marijuana, promethazine, some edibles and vapes. Vapes is something that we're starting to see on a regular basis. We're trying to get this stuff off the street as much as possible. The edibles, what scares us about that is the packaging. Somebody brings that home and leaves it out, and a 6-year-old walks up to that, they're gonna see Doritos or Cheetos. And these chips are actually infused with THC, which could be very dangerous to the children. The promethazine, or a lot of times it's called a lean on the street. What's the other one? Syrup. Or syrup on the street.
Hey.
They're mixing that with drinks, and that's something we've been dealing with for a while now as well. But these are the type of things that we're starting to see come through on our highways. We're starting to find this stuff, and have been finding this stuff for the last couple of years in our area. And we want parents to be aware of these type of things. We want to be on the lookout for them so they understand what it is, and make sure that it's not accessible to children. A lot of this stuff is coming out of California, especially the edibles. And this is marketed, in my opinion, towards younger people. And although it is legal in California and several other states, it is not legal here in Texas. As a matter of fact, when it's extracted, the THC is extracted, that raises the degree of the crime up to a felony. So possession of marijuana is a misdemeanor unless it's over 5 pounds. This stuff here where the THC has been extracted is actually a felony.
So the lean or promethazine, how are they getting their hands on this? Where does this come from?
Good question. I mean, a lot of times there's trucks that can be pirated. Unfortunately, there's sometimes bad pharmacists that can push that stuff out. And sometimes you can get the stuff out of Mexico as well and bring it into the States. See, this stuff is actually from within the States. This looks like the kind of stuff that's grown in Colorado or Colorado or California. And a lot of the stuff that we're getting now is actually being sent through the mail, or they're actually driving out to California and bringing it back like this. Usually when you find it and it's all butted up like that, that's usually where it's coming from.
If someone's child were to take, say, the promethazine, what are some of the things that they should look for in the behavioral changes in their child?
Very lethargic, very lethargic. I think it'd be very obvious. And the problem with like the edibles is they could eat that whole bag before they actually felt the effects of it, and that's gonna hit a child hard.
Right. Now, you said the vape pens, you're starting to see more of the vape pens in the schools?
I think across the state of Texas we're starting to see more of it. I don't know that we have as much a problem as some of the other schools do. But we are starting to see that stuff. We're starting to see it on the streets. We're starting to stop a lot of young folks with it, folks that are under 18. And this is, how many 150? I think we got 150 on just this stop. And so that's 150 illegal pens that are out there, and that's accessible for young folks to get a hold of, students. I'd just like people to be aware of these things. I mean, if I was walking through my house and saw this sitting on the table, I probably wouldn't think twice about it unless I really looked at it, because it's packaged the way it is to look like Cheetos. So you have to be, you have to be aware. You have to look at the marijuana leaf, the medibles. It's named medibles because they're trying to say that is medical marijuana, THC that's been infused into the chips.